Good day, everyone. So, I am Josephine Palahang, and together with you, let's talk about the water cycle and its processes. So, what is a water cycle? The water cycle describes the movements of water on the surface of the earth. The water cycle shows the continuous movement of water within the earth's surface and atmosphere. It is a complex system that includes many different processes. Liquid water evaporates into water vapor, condenses to form clouds, and precipitates back to earth and to form the rain or the snow. So pag-uusapan natin ngayon kung ano ang daloy ng tubig sa mundong ibabaw at kung paano nagkaroon ng ulap at kung ano ang proseso nito. So let's talk first we have here the main parts of the water cycle, namely the evaporation, condensation, precipitation, collection, and the runoff. So pag-uusapan muna natin ang evaporation. Evaporation is when the sun heats up water in rivers or lakes from the ocean and turns into the vapor or stream. So, diri na musulod ang when the sun absorbs the water from the ocean, lakes, or any water surface in the planet Earth. So, i-absorb sa sun from hydrosphere to atmosphere ang sea, and then musulod na dayon ang condensation, which is ang kabaliktaran sa evaporation. Kung gi-absorb sa sun ang tubig sa sea, ang condensation pod in a tiny particle nga gi-absorb sa sun, mabuo siyang clouds, which is the condensation. Mabuo siyang clouds, and then dito ipunon ang tubig nga gina-absorb sa sea. Kanya, pag dili na niya ma-holds, dili na niya makaya, bigay na siya ug mahimo siyang ulan. Dili baya na ingon nga kay sa unang atong kabataan maingon dayon ta nga if mo ulan, ingnon day nato ang mga bata nga hala naghilak si Mama Mary daan ka nagulan na ana, dili baya na tinuod ha. Ang gagikanan gyud sa ulan when the clouds is too heavy within the water, dili na niya kaya i-carry or i-manage ang water within, mo na siya ang process nga mo precipitate na dayon, muulan na dayon, mag-snow or mag-fog in the atmosphere. That was precipitation, the process of the water cycle when it's water released from the clouds in the form of rain, sleet, snow, or the hail. That was a precipitation. And then after the precipitation, mag-ulan. Sa kabukiran, pag mag-ulan na siya, ang water nga nahabwa or giulan, i-absorb na siya sa yuta, and then if dili na kaya niyang i-absorb, it will flow or run off to the lake or any near areas or the water areas in the surface of the earth. That was a runoff, one of the process of the water cycle. So again, let me recall first, the evaporation is the sun will absorb the water from hydrosphere to atmosphere. And then the condensation is the process that the liquid will become the solid, which is the tiny particle that forms a clouds. And then the precipitation, which distributed or the process that the rain came from the snow and the hail. Siya ang mag-distribute sa ulan if dili na i-manage or dili na kaya i-manage sa clouds ang tubig. And then the last one is the runoff, which deliver or distributed the water that cannot absorb by the land from the precipitation processes. Ang ulan nga mupatak sa lupa nga dili kaya i-absorb sa lupa, siya ang mao nang gitawag nga runoff nga mo deliver or mupasingod dayon sa ocean, lakes, or near water area in the surface of the earth. So that would be all. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.
Good day, everyone. I am Analie Soldia, and for today's discussion, I will be the one to tackle about Biogeochemical cycle, and part of this is carbon-oxygen cycle. So life on Earth continues due to the presence of organic as well as inorganic nutrients present in the nature. So it is very important for these nutrients to be continuously recycled. So when we say about recycled, ang waste, i-convert na to siya into reusable material. So, if this doesn't happen, no nutrients means no life on earth. So, kung walay nutrients, di ba, makasurvive ba ang mga animals? Makasurvive ba ang mga plants? Of course, dili. So, if this doesn't happen, all the nutritive resources in the world will get extinguished completely. So, kung dili ma-recycled ang mga waste products, no, kung walay recycled na mahitabo, so, wala tay kakuhaan og mga nutrients, no? Wala tay ma-absorb ng mga nutrients. So, in order for the life cycle of every living being and cellular or multicellular organism to sustain, recycling of the nutrients is very important. So, isa ani ang carbon-oxygen cycle, mo na siya ang pinaka-importante na recycle, no? So, next, I have here the process of a carbon-oxygen cycle. So, number 1 is photosynthesis. So, this picture elaborate as about photosynthesis. So, makita nato dira na ang plants nagkuha siya naay carbon dioxide. So, pag-release na niya is oxygen na siya. Kibali, nag-absorb siya og carbon, then ang yang gi-release is oxygen. So, ang plants nagkinahanglan po na siya og nutrients gikan sa light energy. So, the carbon dioxide from air and water from soil in the presence of light is taken by the plants and converted into carbohydrates and oxygen as byproducts. Next, I have here respiration. So, respiration, it is the process by which animals take in sugar and oxygen and emit carbon dioxide, water, and energy. So, ang iyang take in is ang iyang pagkaon, then ang iyang i-release is ang carbon dioxide. So, insects, fish, birds, mammals, and reptiles, and amphibians all respire in some fashion by using a specialized system and pathway that have evolved over millions of years of natural selection. Next, combustion. It is the process of burning that occurs naturally in the nature. For example, volcanic eruption are natural combustion processes where carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere due to burning. So, nowadays, there are many environmental pollutants that cause an increase in the amount of carbon dioxide in the air. This includes cars, factories, burning of woods, coals, and etc. So, this irresponsible combustion and release of excessive carbon dioxide and other harmful gases in the environment is the major contributing factor for today's global warming. So, another example of these are burning of wood, burning of petrol and diesel to run your car. So, fireworks, natural gas, or LPG to cook your stove top. So, last, decomposition. After the death of any living organism, a cellular or multicellular organism gets composed. So, this decomposition means insect, fungi, and bacteria help in breaking down the cellular component of the dead organism into its basic elements. So, makita nato dira na atong panitan ng mga gulay or prutas like mga kanang mga saging, mapanit sa saging is decompose nato na sila para natay makuha na nutrients, no? Ma-apply nato siya sa planting or like kung di ba, na siya makuha na daghan pang nutrients para ang plants is tambok. So, tambok daghay nutrients na ma-absorb. So, in all, the entire cycle can be summarized as plants taking in carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen during photosynthesis. So this oxygen release is taken up by the animals who release carbon dioxide. So mato akong giingon ganina na respiration, nag-release siya og carbon dioxide after carry out respiration. So plants are the major contributors to the amount of oxygen present in the atmosphere. So plants gyud ang kanang major contributor no sa tuang oxygen na tuang gina absorb, no? Kung walay recycling, so diha na to makita na ang recycling is very important, no? Recycled is very important para naatay mapuslan pa ang mga kuan at mga waste product.
Good day everyone, I am Analie Soldia Camino. In this video, I'd like to talk about the nitrogen cycle. Atmosphere is made up of 78% nitrogen. We need the nitrogen for our DNA and for proteins, but we just can't breathe in the nitrogen like oxygen, but we must absorb our nitrogen in our food. Nitrogen follows a cycle where it travels from the atmosphere to the soil, to animals and back, and in a cycle nitrogen in the atmosphere falls to the earth by precipitation such as rain or snow. Once in the soil, it finds its way to bacteria on the roots of plants. At the roots, the nitrogen combine with hydrogen to make ammonium in a process called nitrogen fixation. Lightning in the atmosphere can also do this. Now, ammonium is toxic, so additional bacteria combines this ammonium with oxygen in a process called nitrification. At this point, the nitrogen is in the form called nitrite. Additional nitrifying bacteria convert nitrite to nitrate. At this point, plants can absorb this nitrogen in a process called assimilation. However, not all of the nitrate is absorbed, but some of it goes to the bacteria that release the nitrogen to the atmosphere in a process denitrifying. The nitrogen returns to the atmosphere. Also, once the animal after eats the plants, the animal either dies or needs to get rid of waste. Another type of bacteria then takes this and along with the decomposers and breaks this nitrogen either in the waste or the dead animal. And by a process called ammonification, the nitrogen can enter the cycle once again at nitrification, and the cycle continues. That's all, guys. I hope that it helps with the nitrogen cycle, which is how nitrogen keeps recycling itself. Thank you and God bless.
So hello, good morning everyone. My name is Juvy Caayon and today we are going to discuss about the phosphorus cycle. Let's start. So what is phosphorus cycle? First, the phosphorus cycle is the movement of phosphorus from the environment to organism and then back to the environment. So when we say from the environment, according to what I've read, the phosphorus can be found in rocks or can be seen in rocks. Diha siya. Tapos, from the environment to organism, it means from kanang makuha siya by sa mga hayop, sa mga tao, sa mga plants. And then back again to the environment. Tapos sunod, the phosphorus cycle is also referred as mineral cycle or the sedimentary cycle. Next, according sa ilaha, the phosphorus cycle is the slowest cycle. So next, so what there are 4 steps rather of phosphorus cycle. First is the weathering, next is absorption by plants, next is absorption by animals, tapos sunod is return to the environment through this decomposition. Here is why. Let me show you. So here is an image of the phosphorus cycle. Ano siya ang para mas madali tag-explain. So pinakauna is the weathering. According sa kong gingon gaina is ang ang phosphorus can be seen in rocks. Mao ni siya. So when it mao na siya. Weathering. Next is the absorption by plants. 'Di ba pag kanang pag like muulan na siya kanang mga usually ang mga kung sa kuan pa nutrients is magkababaha mubalis. Tapos mag-flow siya pag kuan like 'di ba demoan siya sa mga ma-absorb siya sa mga plants. Biskan sa mga plants basta ma-absorb na siya. And next step is the absorption of animals. Kani siya animals. So, di ba usually ang mga animals ang ginakaon is plants. Ano siya? Ang katong phosphorus nga naa sa plants is ma-absorb pod siya sa animals. So karon katong di ba decomposition. Next, the last process is the decomposition. Nganong decomposition nganong makaingon nga decomposition ang last process? It's because when the animals kanang magbawas na ang mga mag-cooks ng mga animals, so diba directly na siya into lupa gyud sa ground, sa soil, and then naiuban nga kanang na ay mag-absorb ana nga mga like mga worms or whatsoever, then mulargo siya diretso sa soil, diba? Mulargo siya diretso sa soil, mag-decompose na siya, and then we all know man sabyod nga kanang ang tawag ang kanang basta kanang magdire-diretso na dayon siya pabalik sa diri sa sugod or sa sa tawag sa water, sa drainage mo agi siya aron kani na siya marine plants o dissolved phosphates, marine animals nato dali itong mga huga magbalik-balik ra gid na siya magbalik-balik same cycle lang gud pinapon, and then mabalik na pud siya diri sa weathering, then mabalik na pud na siya diri sa sa rock formation, balik na pud siya diri sa rock formation. Mga ang doon tuod katong sa mga pati po itong mga fertilizer na ginagamit para sa mga plants, magdire-diretso po ito siya, diba, ma-absorb gyapon to siya sa lain organisms, mao na siya. And then basta ang diha is from animals, tapos mulargo din siya sa soil. Nanaw nga siya kaya katong mag-cooks naman ang mga animals. So if there are any further questions, just message me or comment sa comment section lang para matubag na po. Okay? So that would be all. Thank you for listening for my report, and have a good day everyone.